Hello and welcome. My name is Sunny and this is a demo video for my project Cucumber. Now what Cucumber is we are just basically testing recrest.in's REST API using Java. To do that, I have utilized rest assured to be able to ping API endpoints and then JUnit 5 for the assertions. Now, when testers create test cases, they usually write the output of those test cases in what is known as technical lingo or technical jargon. For example, here, this is one of my old ones. You can actually see it says login endpoint post valid tests status code is 200 response body has property token. Now this is known as technical lingo. So in order to remove that and make it friendly for non-tech people, there are libraries, and I have used one called Cucumber. Now, this is an Maven project, so that's why I've used a Maven wrapper that sidesteps the need for you to have Maven installed, so you can use command prompt directly. And instead of running the entire test suite, you can select endpoints, and that is done by using Blaze. Now, I have used something called Maven Cucumber reporting by net.masterthought, but the latest version of Cucumber actually allows you to create your reports. Cucumber creates your reports automatically, and they will be uploaded to reports.cucumber.io, similar to Catalan Studio. For that, you need to have under src test resources, you have to create a file. You can call it JUnit platform.resources and write and it should contain commands for Cucumber like cucumber.enable.publish equals true. So that will allow Cucumber to create the report and upload it to the cloud. But what I've done here is with Maven Cucumber reporting, you will get a report on your hard drive so you can share it with anyone else. And nothing is saved on the cloud. Now let's go on to a little demo first. This is an Eclipse project, so you can basically go File and Import and select a Maven project and click on this. So we right click here. When you want to run this, usually you do Maven clean and then Maven verify. Now the reason behind clean is it deletes all previous artifacts, and verify will build the jar file, the reports, and execute the entire project. Now in this case, you don't need Maven clean because you just downloaded this and now you're running it. You can directly click Maven verify. And here we go. Now you can see here, it tells you that cucumber.json was built. That's done by Cucumber itself. If you go back to the sample we had, it says login, endpoint, post, valid, and invalid tests. And log in. So instead of saying login endpoint, the actual test case is called login as user. And the output here was simply just valid test and status and response body. But here it goes in detail. It says given the correct API endpoint is this, when the payload consists of this and blank, that's the password here, and endpoint is pinged, then a response status is 400 and response body contains error and missing password. So Cucumber is used for outputs such as these. It's very verbose. Okay, now the HTML reports is actually generated every time you use verify. So you all have to go to target, and here it is, Cucumber HTML reports. Click on that, and we are using 4 feature files in this. So these are the 4 feature files here. You can open an overview of them, the overview of the failures, the steps, or any tags in there. Let's open up overview features. And there it is, see? Feature statistics, test on all operations, how many passes are there. There's even a nice pie chart on top. Now, if you look at the README file for this, there are commands for Blaze as well. Now, Blaze allows you to run single endpoints and generate HTML reports too. So I'm just going to do a demo of that, and that is, here we go. Login. So what we are doing is we are executing blaze.jar and providing the argument as login. So this will run login and execute them all. Here we go. See, test run 2, 0 failures, 0 skipped. Now I'm using command prompt. This is why it's not colored output, but you can actually see here. See, login as user, given the endpoint this, and login as user, given the endpoint is that, when the payload consists of Peter at Clevin and blank. So it ran that. Now here's the fun part. You can actually create, the fun part here, you can create single endpoint HTML reports as well. All you have to do is append HTML to the endpoint. So you hit this and it will execute the login endpoint test cases. Finally create the HTML report. Those are in Cucumber reports instead. So we go here and click on that, and here you go. 100 test cases passed, how many seconds it took, the duration. This is not as verbose as the original one, but you can click on that and get more details. Like for example, this is the Gherkin syntax for the feature file. So that's how it's getting Eve Holt, that's how it got Peter Clevin. And it tells both of them passed. Now a little explanation on the project itself. So we have resource files, and these are your feature files. They're written in Gherkin language. For example, here, see, I have actually used variables in it. So instead of writing two test cases for one for valid and one for invalid, what I've done is simply created variables here. See, email and password, status, and description and val. And the examples, it's picking email from here. So email, once it goes eVolt, the second time this will execute, because there are more examples, it will pick up Peter Clevin. That's how it works. Now we have run cucumber.test. This is a cucumber runner, and this is where the parameters are set on what cucumber should use and where the class paths are and everything else. See, configuration parameters too. And for step definitions, that's where cucumber picks up how to associate these keywords or these statements given the correct API endpoint as that. How to do that, that's defined in step definitions. And if you look at my feature files, I have used a lot of the same steps in the feature files, hence the step definition is not that massive. Instead, here, see, response body contains and I have actually done it that the base path should be API users, otherwise use something else. So see, API register and API login. So there is just one method that's handling 3 endpoints. Well, that's about it. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.